Hello, everybody. So, in light of reaction videos and all these kinds of things, the algorithm, the dreaded algorithm, I'm always trying to think about things I could do that will make me happy and make me not dread making content and things like that. And when it comes to making reaction videos and stuff, talking about music, I'm kind of okay with that. But when it gets into the realm of popular music or what's actually going to get me views, I am pretty much very against it. I'm not a fan. I got to grow up in the one of the golden ages of music where music was right on the precipice of starting to get worse and worse, overproduced, just kind of a turd after a turd of people trying to make money. And now, sadly, if you don't know, music tends to be that reaches people in mass, numbers, tends to be an overproduced, piece of shit where people are just really, really trying to make money. People were trying to make money back in the day, but it was definitely a different thing. Back with like Ozzy Osbourne and stuff, they would just give him a whole bunch of money and then tell him to go make music. And we all know that that happened and also didn't happen because he was doing all kinds of drugs and snorting ants and whatever else. Even I hung out with a guy named Pat Callahan who was in the band Seether. The record label would just give them stacks of cash and $1 million budget to record an album, and that stuff doesn't really exist anymore. Anyway, the point is that I grew up in the 90s for the most part. I was born in 85, and I got to really experience music and buy albums and hold it in my hand and all that kind of stuff before it just kind of turned into the Napster streaming thing and stuff that it is now. Now, of course, this isn't just all about me bitching, but it's about people aligning that may have grew up like I did and get to experience some of the nostalgia of the 90s. And I thought I would start doing a series where I sing some parts of songs back to back in one shot, because if there are any talents I have, it's writing music, creating music, recording music, and singing. Go figure. So, and singing on the spot, not just these fabricated Ken Tamplin videos that you find out were edited later. I usually can do a pretty decent job just jumping into something and trying my best. So that's what this is today. And we'll see if other people want to join in on the nostalgia with me. I'm going to be trying to pick 3 bands each time that kind of similarly fit together, and maybe not. But first, let's talk about the album covers. If you're like me, you bought these albums, and you had them in your car, and you might have had a disc sleeve thing in your car that always looked like shit, and then you had like mixed tape type of things that you made and all that kind of stuff. But up first is Bush. So many folks had this album, 16 Stone, and it was a really great album. I loved Gavin's voice. I felt like it was kind of just like a modern rock music kind of band. It wasn't blowing me away with like any kind of new stuff or, it's not like when I first heard Tool or something like that where you're like, what the fuck? But it was good. It was really solid, and I liked a lot of it. Similarly, I have no idea what this was in terms of an album cover, but I remember so many times. You just remember that if you're somebody that grew up like I did. VHS tapes, DVDs, just sitting there and looking at the artwork that doesn't exist anymore, and it does not affect you the same way as it does in the digital realm now, where you can make beautiful artwork or have something amazing, even in terms of a video, but it just does not affect you the same way when it's digital as it did when you would hold it in your hands. And speaking of that, like, do you guys remember that stuff? Like, some of my favorite movies growing up, Uncle Buck and Great Outdoors, stuff with John Candy, and just sitting there and just looking as a kid, looking at the tape and then looking at the back of it and reading it. I used to do that shit with cereal boxes, man. Cereal that surprisingly didn't kill me. After Bush, we go to Live, Throwing Copper. Live, the band, is from where I'm from, York, Pennsylvania. My brother actually lived next to the drummer, Chad, his mom, and knew her really well. I never got to meet Chad, but I thought that was funny because we're all from York, Pennsylvania. Stupid place. Mostly just, poor rednecky folks that are going to Walmart and having too many children. I don't think I bought this album, but I have seen the artwork plenty of times, and I did hear most of the stuff on the album. I really liked Ed's voice. I've heard a lot of negative things about Ed because of living in York and when he did live in York and etc. Who knows? But I do remember them coming on MTV and seeing the videos. This little kind of intense-looking dude with a rat tail and just shirtless, like getting in front of the camera and being that guy, whatever that is. And it stuck with you because it definitely stuck in your head when you were like, I don't know if I like this. This guy bothers me. But that was the 90s. So then we move on to the last thing, which is a band called Fuel. I think Fuel's actually from Harrisburg. I did not try to pick this in terms of, like weirdly, like these people live close to me. But I think they're from Harrisburg, which is a half hour north of York. I did have this album. I remember that there was a hit. Yeah, I think the last one that I remember was like, had a bad day again. They said you would not understand. Slam the door and said, I'm sorry. Yeah. Again, I remember the video. I remember seeing it over and over and over. I remember the colors of the video looking very much like this album. And I remember looking at this album cover over and over and over again, kind of just like mesmerized, like, what the hell am I looking at? And man, so many of you, again, since this is talking about the 90s nostalgia, might remember having a CD and then opening it up and like kind of being like, oh, cool, there's like a packet of liner notes. I hope it has pictures of the bands because you didn't know what the people look like. And you're like, that's what the singer looks like? That's a drummer? Oh, okay. I thought he would look like that. And then lyrics and all that kind of stuff. You just hope for more, man. You hope for more of a connection to the band. And again, ironically, we have more of a connection to these people now more than ever. And I tend to feel more detached from all of it because it's just not the same. It's like reading a book versus watching the movie. It can be great, and people can enjoy both, but there tended to be something special about reading the book, man. Your own imagination and all that is more powerful. So anyway, you guys remember this stuff? Can you join in here with me on the 90s nostalgia? I'm going to put on some headphones and a vocal chain. If you have questions about my vocal chain or anything like that, again, lessons, I give lessons. Patreon. On Patreon, I teach people how I'm mixing and doing this kind of stuff too. But let's sing some things, shall we? I will be right back. I should mention also that I'm going to do my best to remember the lines and the lyrics for these parts, but I think I remember it. And I'll do my best. We'll see how it goes. But at least you know it's live and not some fabricated shit. Ooh.
Something we can eat, maybe find another lover, try to fly Los Angeles and find my asshole brother. Many Mouse has grown up a cow, and Dave's on sale again. You catch a kiss in the rear view, you're so bored you're to blame. Trucks in once my way. Everything's in, everything's in. I don't think so. Everything's in, everything's in. I don't think so. Lightning crashes, a new mother cries. This moment she's been waiting for. The angel opens her eyes, pale blue colored iris presents the circle, puts the glory out to hide, hide. Oh, now I feel it screwed that up. Memories are just where you laid them, dragging the waters to the depths, give up the dead. What did you expect to find? What is something you left behind? Don't you remember anything I say when I said don't fall away? Leave me to myself. Don't fall away. Leave me bleeding in my hands. In my hands again. Leave love bleeding in my hands. Let my hands. Love lies bleeding.
All right, all right, all right. All right, that's enough. All right, well, thank you, everybody, for joining me on this little trip down 90s nostalgia lane. I screwed up a couple of those parts, but fun stuff, man. I remember singing this in so many vehicles that I had growing up, and man, I had some cool freaking vehicles back then, too. I don't know what you guys dealt with when you were growing up. My parents did not buy me a vehicle. I always loved, because my father did, I loved those Chevy S10s. I had like 2 or 3 of those. First one I had, I hit a deer in the first week of owning it, and motherfucker, just screwed that up, and then got a less cool one. And then I had a dude that traded me straight up. Traded me for, I forget what year it was, but it was some kind of a 90s Firebird. And I was like, yes. And I remember when I was in college driving that Firebird that there was a dude that said, man, when I first saw you driving that car, I thought with those looks and that car, that guy's got to get more pussy than a litter box. And I thought that was cool as hell. So thanks, everybody. Hey, man, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you joined along with me. And give me some suggestions for other songs, man. I'm going to do, like I said, in 3 tiers like this. I'm going to try to do some of these and see if people dig them. So thanks. Bye.